need that better, better, better life, better production, it's better right. I need that better, better, better life, better production, it's better right. We need a world with a healthy diet for all. And no more food loss and less waste. If we keep down the search, you'll find real life. If we can put ourselves to the side. Oh, there's a brand new generation. Oh, for a brand new healthy world. Yeah, yeah, for a healthy world.
Our world has changed. New life and hope and promise to sustain. But what always remains is young people leading ways. Quiet to no shanda. Together, yeah. Together, yeah. In Seme. She's working to remove the
In our fields of hope, we plant the seeds with hands that want to grow, to feed each other, sow the dreams that know. Planting seeds feed mouths across the globe. يلا 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 حبيبي يلا نغني سوا ونحقق أحلامنا سوا يلا دي حياتنا ونقدر يلا 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 حبيبي يلا أحلامي ما تكمل إلا بأحلامك أنت كمان يلا 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 حبيبي يلا 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 نغني سوا يلا 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 We're strong as one. Si siembra, si siembra, si siembra. Germina y
Ba 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 ba. I need that better, better, better life, better production, it's better right. I need that better, better, better life, better production, it's better right. We need a world with a healthy diet for all. And no more food loss and less waste. If we keep down the search, you'll find real life. If we can put ourselves to the side. Oh, there's a brand new generation. Oh, for a brand new healthy world. Yeah, yeah, for a healthy world.
Our world has changed. New life and hope and promise to sustain. But what always remains is young people leading ways. Quiet to no shanda. Together, yeah. Together, yeah. In Seme. Ensemble, on fait ensemble.
all. And no more food loss and less waste. When we keep done search, you'll find a life. If we can put ourselves to the side. FAO. Oh, there's a brand new generation. Oh, for a brand new healthy world. Yeah, yeah, for a healthy world.
Our world has changed. New life and hope and promise to sustain. But what always remains is young people leading ways. Quiet together, yeah. Together, yeah. Insieme.
Excellency, esteemed colleagues, and youth leaders, very warm greetings to all of you. My name is Cristina Alderighi. I'm a program officer in the Office for Small Island Developing States, landlocked countries, and least developed countries, and I will be co-moderating this session with my colleague Mohamed.
Thank you, Christina. My name is Mohamed Langston Jang. I'm a junior professional officer at FAO Burundi, and I have the honor of serving as one of your moderators for this event. Good evening, everyone. Bonjour, bonsoir, depending on where you are. Welcome. We welcome you. Thanks for joining us online, for joining us here, wherever you may be in this world.
We are delighted to welcome you to the World Food Forum flagship event 2025, From Potential to Progress, FAO driving excellence in youth programming for agri-food system transformation.
Over the next 90 minutes, we will spotlight the transformative work of FAO's decentralized offices, FAO's technical divisions, and the youth focal points, a key driver in fostering youth intervention across the FAO's program and in regions.
Absolutely. And together, they are empowering young people, bridging local action with global priorities, and driving forward the transformation of agri-food systems.
Our session today will feature two panels, where youth focal points from across all regions will share their experiences from the field, highlighting local initiatives, challenges, and solutions.
The panel session will further bring perspective from youth focal points in technical divisions at FAO headquarters, together with partners to showcase how youth-led innovation is shaping institutional programming and policy.
Meanwhile, in this journey, we will also enjoy a special cultural segment. Before we begin, a quick note on interpretation. Today's event is available in all 6 languages of FAO.
Yes, and if you are here in the room, please feel free to pick up a headset as we will be switching between languages during the session. And if you're joining us online, you can select your preferred language in the meeting toolbar.
Now, it is my great pleasure to officially open today's session by inviting Mrs. Corina Hawkes, FAO Director of the Division of Food System and Food Safety, to deliver the opening remarks and to grace this meaningful event. Mrs. Hawkes, the floor is yours.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wonderful to see such a crowded hall at this time. Happy to be here, and thanks for inviting me to give these opening remarks to our distinguished guests, youth leaders, and esteemed colleagues, and also those online to welcome. It's really a privilege to be with you here today. This is one of several events I've been part of. It's just a privilege to be part of this whole process, and particularly for dedicating to spotlighting how FAO is driving excellence in youth programming for agri-food systems transformation. We know that in a world of climate change, food insecurity, and inequality that remain such important pressing challenges, that the role of people is not optional. That message has come to us throughout the day, throughout yesterday, and will resonate throughout the week. It's essential that they're not only the leaders of tomorrow, but also the the innovators and advocates and change makers of today. Through its decentralized offices and the dedication of youth focal points across the regions, FAO has been working to ensure that youth engagement is not symbolic but structural. What I'm so happy to be at this event this evening, and what's so impressive, is the way that this process of building youth capacity is like weaving. It's like weaving a cloth together. It's like stitching together the different pieces. I've been in events today about the youth chapters, about the leadership programs, about so many different elements of what the World Food Forum and its youth programming is doing. And one of the mistakes that we often see is that you embed youth in one place and then you miss a connection with another place. And so the positive impact of having youth there becomes watered down because you're missing that connection. What I'm seeing the World Food Forum doing is embedding, building capacity of youth in policy, in leadership, and now, of course, in FAO. And that's what's so vital about this work. It's building those connections between youth in these different spaces. These youth are on the front lines. These colleagues are on the front lines. They're bridging communities, policies, and institutions, and helping young people translate local action into actual transformation. And I was really pleased to learn that this year the Office of Youth and Women has reached 126 youth focal points across 84 decentralized offices. So we should give them a round of applause for that. Amazing work, amazing work. And this coordinated network is actively supporting the World Food Forum national youth chapters, as well as other youth initiatives, as I mentioned. It is an ecosystem of youth planted in these places, being empowered in these different spaces. So through the World Food Forum's global and regional youth action initiatives, FAO's Office of Youth and Women has created platforms where youth voices are amplified, their innovations showcased, and their leadership recognized. So this flagship week is another milestone because it's bringing together the national youth chapters, the youth focal points, and youth leaders from around the world to demonstrate that transformation is possible when young people are empowered. And these kinds of partnerships are critical. Collaboration among governments, FAO offices, national youth councils, local organizations, and the private sector ensure that young people have the opportunities, tools, and support they need to make the impact. This engagement must be woven into all types of youth programming, of FAO programming at every level, from policies here in Rome to actions implemented in the field. It's this weaving together which the World Food Forum is doing so importantly. And equally important is that stories matter. It's coming to Rome, it's listening to the young leaders from these different regions, whether they're developing climate smart solutions, organizing communities, advocating for food security. These are the stories that inspire collective action and prove that progress is not only possible, but already underway. So this session is about, not only is about celebrating progress, but it's also about committing to go further. It's about ensuring that the incredible energy, creativity, and vision of young people continue to shape our shared journey towards sustainable agri-food systems. So use this platform as an engine for local youth action. Let's build on the momentum of today's discussions, strengthen cross-regional collaboration, and reaffirm our shared responsibility to place young people and young women, particularly, at the center of this transformation. The future is already in their hands. With our collective support, we can turn potential into progress and drive the excellence in youth programming that our world urgently needs. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Hawkes, for setting the stage and for underlining the importance of regional and institutional youth collaboration.
And to further inspire this discussion, it is now my honor to invite His Excellency Yuthen Phunso, Minister of Agriculture and Livestock of the Royal Government of Bhutan, to deliver keynote remarks and share reflection on the central role of youth people in agri-food system transformation, as well as on the importance of youth intervention across the agri-food system domain. His Excellency, you have the floor. Thank you so much.
Uh, Good evening to everyone gathered here, and to those who are watching us, who are listening to us virtually. Uh, Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Exactly 2 months and 2 days ago, on 12th of August 2025, I had the joy of celebrating International Youth Day with wonderful young minds from World Food Forum Bhutan chapter. That day, as I was leaving, I told with a smile, I'm glad I was born earlier. If I were your age today, I would have had no future competing with such a talent. And I also said, you are bright, creative, and full of promises, and you make us believe that future is in good hands. And today feels just the same, and surrounded by passionate young people full of ideas, full of energy, ready to shape a better world. And therefore, it is an honor and also my responsibility to be able to join this gathering of dreamers, doers, and change makers, united by only one purpose: to turn the promise of our youth into power of transformation for agri-food system. So I thank FAO and especially my dear friend, Mr. Ken Shimizu, who is the country representative for Bhutan and Nepal, and the Office of Youth and Women for this opportunity. The session's theme, From Potential to Progress, reminds me of seed, small, humble, yet full of unseen life. When nurtured with care, nourishment, and given the opportunity, it grows into something that feeds, shelters, and sustains the world. And so too are our youth, the living seeds of our future. They hold the courage to ask questions, the creativity to innovate, and compassion to care. In Bhutan, agriculture is more than an occupation. It is a way of life that connects the people to the land, to nature, and to one another. Our journey began with the first 5-year plan in 1961, when our farmers tilled the soil with hope more than the tools. Since then, we have walked a long path from subsistence to sustainability, and now to smart, resilient, green, and inclusive agriculture. Inspired by the vision of the enlightened leadership of His Majesty the King, and guided by the ideals and principles of gross national happiness, we have learned that progress is not measured only by yield, harvest, or income alone, but by the well-being and dignity of the steward of the land, our incredible farmers. Today, Bhutan's youth are embracing agriculture not out of necessity, but out of vision and dream, recognizing that it is the field of innovation, opportunity, and purpose that can shape more resilient and sustainable future. From our experience, we have learned two simple truths. First, empowerment begins with trust. When entrusted with responsibility, our youth turn the challenges into innovation. Second, education and technology must remain people-centered, aligning science with soil, nurturing practical change makers, and ensuring that progress uplifts the farmers while preserving the balance between humanity and nature. It is in this regard FAO has been the architect of this global movement, nurturing ideas, connecting countries, and helping the seeds of potential grow into impactful progress. Through the World Food Forum, the Hand in Hand initiative, and youth focus innovation programs, FAO is not only building the skills, but it is building a future with purpose. So for Bhutan, our partnership with FAO is shared promise that no young dreamer will go unhurt, no farmer will be left behind, and no innovation wasted. Friends, the journey from potential to progress is not a sprint. It is a gentle climb, much like our mountains. The air grows thinner, the view becomes clearer with every step upward. Each young mind we inspire, each community we empower, brings us closer to a food system that nourishes people and the planet. My dear young friends who are gathered here in this room and beyond, as representatives of 16% of the world's population, you, the youth, carry immense potential, power, and promise. Use this moment not only to shape your own future, but build a compassionate and sustainable world. So my greatest joy will be seeing you how you turn the lessons from this forum into action, inspiring others, creating impact, and writing your own headlines of change. So let us move forward with conviction, collaboration, and compassion to turn the energy of youth into lasting transformation for people, planet, and prosperity. I thank you for your attention and Tashtilek.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your very powerful words.
Thank you. And now we would like to turn to our first panel discussion, From the Field to the Frontline, FAO Youth Focal Points Leading Local Impact. This panel session will highlight how youth focal points from FAO decentralized offices are leading initiatives, overcoming challenges, and also driving local action in agri-food system transformation. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Giacomo Marsoner from the World Food Forum Italy chapter, who will be moderating this exciting and insightful exchange. Giacomo, you have the floor. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. And welcome to the person attending online as well. And welcome to this panel session, Youth Focal Points in Action from the Field to the Frontline. Local action, lead the local impact. I'm Giacomo Marsoner, one of the co-founder of the Italian National Youth Chapter of the World Food Forum. And I will be moderating this session where we will deep inside the role of the youth focal points from around the world who joined us today, who are at the front line of promoting youth empowerment in agri-food systems. And with that, I'm now introducing our guest speakers, Boleng Magapatona, youth focal point from FAO Botswana country office. Nora Lee, youth focal point from the FAO Korea country office. Please, come on stage. Sebastian Chavez, youth focal point from the FAO Liaison Office in Geneva. Thank you. And Kamar Mahazne, youth focal point from the FAO Jordan Country Office. And Valentina Morales Hermillosa, youth focal point from the FAO Regional Office for Latin America and the Caribbean. So thanks a lot. Thank you for being here. And their presence here today is very important because they do a very important job. They will show us today how the real change begins locally and how they turn global priorities into real action for sustainable agri-food systems. And with that, I'm now passing the floor to them. And we will start with Boleng. Boleng Magapatona, youth focal point for Botswana Country Office. So Boleng, based on your experience, could you tell us what are the key effective mechanisms that can get young people to form sustainable partnerships?
Good evening, colleagues, friends, and family. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for the Women of Youth and Women Office in FAO for making sure that we have our participation here. And I would like to give gratitude also to my office back at home for also making sure that I make travel to Rome, even though we know we are facing critical financial shortages, but we managed to make here. So myself, I am Bole Marapatona from Botswana Country Office, also the Youth Focal Point and also Program Assistant. The first question that I have from my moderator is, how can young people form sustainable partnerships? We've always had a problem of young people forming those chapters, forums, but they never really come through, see through the light of day in achieving what they were really mandated to do in the first place. So how can we now come up with sustainable mechanisms to make sure or see through that those forums and partnerships are sustainable? So I think now with the globalization and access to information and innovative ideas coming from the world, the region, we're now trying to integrate globalization in programming and also trying to get young people lesson learned to learn from other colleagues. As we can see in this room, we're a global village coming from all four corners of the world, sharing ideas through networking sessions. And now we don't need to meet personally all the time. There's virtual connection. So sustainable partnerships starting from home. Youth can collaborate, make sure that the partnership are sustainable, but peer learning from others. So thank you.
Thanks a lot, Boleng. Thank you for also inspiring us how FAO Botswana is fostering youth engagement and also at the same time overcoming the challenges and the support of the private sectors. And now moving from Africa to Asia, I will give the floor to our next panelist, Laura Lee, FAO representative from the Republic of Korea, youth focal point. So Nara, could you please share some concrete examples of how youth-led ideas can have brought innovation to agriculture and even influence FAO work in the region?
Thank you very much for the great question. So one of the best things of working with youth is that they consistently surprise us with creative ideas, I think, and which actually we might never imagine on our own. At the FAO Partnership and Liaison Office in the Republic of Korea, we see youth not just as future leaders, but we see them like as partners who can work with us to tackle lots of problems that we face these days. So today I brought 3 different examples to share with you that show what can happen if we really give the opportunities to youth to lead. The first example is developing a mobile game. So 2 students groups from SDG Builders and Genonymous of George Mason, Korea, with technical support from FAO Regional Office for Asia and the Pacific and my office, created a mobile game that teaches farmers how to prevent and control African swine fever. The game uses very cute but simple visuals, so even farmers who cannot read can understand the concept very instantly. And also it has already been played by lots of local farmers in different countries, including Laos, as part of FAO projects, helping them keep their pigs safe, and healthy. So these students were invited to Rome last year in order to present their ideas and proving how a small student idea can make real challenges on the ground. The second example that I'd like to share with you is about climate smart agriculture, or called CSA, which is essential for adapting to climate change, but often feels too technical for youth. So this year we launched Korea-Laos Student Exchange Program with a strong support from FAO Laos. And the students came up with a very interesting card game that explained CSA in a very fun and interactive way. The game was first tested at the World Youth Forum in Laos in September, where participants said it completely changes the way they saw CSA. And the same students are here this week here in Rome, so they'll be running their exhibition on the day 16th at the atrium right in front of this room. So please go and check it out. I'm pretty sure that you will enjoy it. The last example that I would like to share with you is that the national chapter of the Republic of Korea launched in 2023. What makes them really stand out is that their ability to promote FAO's key initiatives in a very fresh and creative ways. For example, they've been promoting really hard the globally important agricultural heritage system, what we call it GIAS, visiting GIAS sites in Korea and sharing their experiences on social media, even through like dance challenges that you can see from the screen that went viral among their peers. And these efforts really show how youth can turn technical topics into very engaging stories that reach a wider audience. They've been also co-organizing various WFF side events with us for the last 2 years in a row, and now they are preparing for this year's satellite event called Cultivating Tomorrow, Youth Driving Digital Agriculture, to be held on the day 16th. Please join us as well. My office will continue to stand by youth, supporting their creativity and linking their efforts with the FAO's global network to make a tangible impact on the ground. I hope the stories that I shared with you show how impactful youth can be when given the space to innovate and lead. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Nara. Thank you also for sharing these very inspiring, insightful ideas and how young people can have an impact with creative approaches and bringing their ideas on the table. This is something I found it very, very interesting, and also through the work of the national chapter of Korea. And now, continue our journey. I'll pass in the floor to our next panelist, Sebastian Chavez, FAO Geneva Youth Focal Point at the FAO decentralized offices in Geneva. So, Sebastian, welcome, and reflecting on your experiences in liaisoning with different groups, youth groups in Switzerland, can you share some examples that demonstrate the shift from dialogue to concrete institutional actions, also contributing to the FAO global achievement, toward the global achievement of FAO for sustainable agri-food system transformation?
Thank you so much for the question. And I actually really quickly want to give a shout out to my director. He's in the back, Dominique Bourgeot. Can you wave your hand really quickly? Just want to give a round of applause. I know that he's going to later on talk about that moment, but I really do want to give him an appreciation in the FAO Liaison Office in Geneva and the Office Youth and Women for having me here today with other youth focal points, because we're together for one purpose. And so today, as highlighted, I serve as a youth focal point leading the youth engagement stream in international Geneva and Switzerland, and it's focusing on strengthening, developing, and connecting. And I'm here to highlight a little bit of the challenges that we are facing, especially in my own related experience and the experience in Switzerland. And so, as many of you know, the reason why I say international Geneva and Switzerland is because international Geneva is so many diverse individuals and backgrounds together, work on a variety of different issues, but also focusing on different SDGs, but also UN agencies. And so with Switzerland being there and being a host country has provided the opportunity for us to engage with local youth action initiatives. And so, but there's a strong disconnect when it comes to international Geneva and Switzerland, a disconnect that's unfortunate. And it's also a deeper metaphor in how UN organizations and institutions also have a disconnect with young people, unfortunately. So when we move on, besides this, we also think of the academic institutions in Switzerland. When I discuss with a lot of prestigious academic institutions across Switzerland, they see a decline in young people actually wanting to focus in agriculture or want to focus in agri-food systems. Not simply because they're not interested, but they just don't see the opportunities in it. Whether that's financial, whether that's career opportunities, or more so, whether that's just their own peace of mind. So that's why we've also had tough conversations, consultations, discussions over the Switzerland Youth chapter, which we've recently launched today, but we've also recently launched in September. And it's something where we reflected, not because there was a disbelief from Switzerland young minds, but more of the potential and what could potentially be of a Switzerland Youth chapter. So with this, I've also highlighted a little bit of what we want to do when we move forward, not just as FAO, but as UN, and what we're facing in international Geneva more than ever. The UN is in a critical standpoint, but at this critical standpoint also provides good opportunity that FAO has demonstrated in investing in its young people, investing in all of you. So by this year, we have done a thematic youth assembly focusing on supporting women and girls in decent rural employment, the first ever thematic youth assembly in the Palais de Nation. Secondly, with the FAO Deputy Director General, Beth Bechtel, we had a workshop focusing on feeding the planet by 2050, critically challenging the young minds of today, not to just focus on 2030, but to think past. And I'm getting the 30-second sign, so the last moment for us is the milestone. And I think I want to leave with you is the launch of a Switzerland Youth chapter, that the work still needs to be continue. And I really hope those that are here today can really reflect and connect. But what I want to leave with all of you today is a purpose that we're all here together is defined by not what we say, but what will we do. And the true measure of our future can be written in the space we create for youth to lead, for a better food future for all. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Sebastian, for this very powerful reflection. And I think it's very inspiring to see how young people from your experience are not just included in the dialogues, but they're actively shaping also policies, and they're shaping the international frameworks. And this is something that, as a youth, I think it's very, very important. And how the Swiss chapter will contribute also in this vision. So thanks again. And now we can move forward to the Near East and North Africa region with Kamar Mahasne, your focal point at the FAO Jordan Country Office. Because Jordan is taking a very interesting path in establishing the National Youth Chapter, as you will hear from her, with a strong governmental support and at the same time also young involvement and participation and many, many consultations. So could you please please tell us something more about it?
Hi, everyone. First, I would like to thank the World Food Forum Youth Initiative and FAO for convening us today under this panel. I will be sharing today my experience as a youth focal point for a decentralized office and how my role basically rolls out, which is basically bridging a gap. I just want to share at first the progress in Jordan. So the process of establishing the National Youth Chapter is underway. And we have the support of FAO and the regional seed funding of 50,000 from a game-changing initiative that we basically applied for and obtained. At first, we began by mapping youth organizations, activists, students, and also private sector institutions, and we also had the interest of government representatives and governments in general. We had at first several consultations, exploratory meetings, and we gained the interest of 15 NGOs, again, students, institutions, different stakeholders, that basically confirmed that there is a need for a unified platform for all of our efforts to be harmonized. So what makes this entire process sustainable for the youth chapter in Jordan is the clear buy-in from the government of Jordan, which we have involved with us, both Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Jordan, who both nominated focal points to ensure that the government is committed, but also it's ensuring that it will be sustainable and it's not one-off initiative that we're working on right now. So again, as we're currently working very hard to establish our National Youth Chapter, I'm sure every country office has its own challenge. But currently we're working on our work plan, which has a lot of objectives, such as having a unified platform, also building capacities of the youth and providing for them access to market, access to finance. And not only that, the work plan is actually being organized and drafted and finalized by different youth organizations with the confirmation from the Ministry of Youth and Ministry of Agriculture. So not only will that have it unified, but also everyone is basically involved in the development. As a youth focal point, I envision that the Jordan's National Youth Chapter will be basically will be leading in the region. And that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamar. Thanks a lot for your intervention. And it's very, very inspiring, your journey, the journey you're doing in establishing the national chapters and the support from your government, mixing youth-led action and the role of the government, the partnership with the government is something that all the national chapters are trying to do. And I think it's a very good start for Jordan's chapter to ensure that youth-led action can have a tangible impact. And now, for last but for sure not least, stop in this journey around the globe in the youth focal point offices. We are excited to welcome Valentina Morales, youth focal point at the FAO Regional Office for Latin America and the Caribbean. So, Valentina, could you tell us something more about the main achievements that your office did in the region, in Latin America and the Caribbean, to strengthen youth participation in agri-food system transformation?
Thank you. So, good evening, everyone. Hi, colleagues. Although I'm from the regional office for Latin America and the Caribbean, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize and highlight the work of the youth focal point of the country offices in America Latina and el Caribe. Here we have from Peru, Carolina. We also have Alex from Centro America, and I am sure that some of them are connecting right now. So un aplauso. So because without them, we wouldn't be able to escalate all the actions at the regional level. We need their continued support. So we're very happy to work with them. And also, of course, to recognize the work of the Office of Women and the Youth and Women, because of their commitment and their openness to work with our region and the challenges that also we face. So to get straight to the point, I would like to highlight three main milestones, results that we are having this year. One important is that we have created the Youth Working Group within the Parliamentary Front Against Hunger in Latin America and the Caribbean. We are doing this not only to strengthen the work of youth-related issues within the parliaments, but also to connect national chapters with the parliamentarians so we can create a safe space for dialogue and to connect them so young people can be able to transmit their demands, their recommendations to the parliaments, that we think that is something that is very necessary in our region. Also, another important effort that we're doing together as a team, country offices here in Rome, the Office of Youth and Women and the regional office, is to strengthen and to have more national chapters in the region to elevate the voices of the youth. So for now, we have 9 chapters. We are we are supporting the creation of another 4 more, and the goal that we are setting is that for this and next year, at least 6 more youth chapters are created in the region. So for the regional office, it's very important to support these national chapters in the technical aspects, making sure that it aligns to the priorities of the government and the priorities of the national office, so we can mainstream youth inside the office and the government. And that's something that I was saying before, like not to separate youth from the work that we're doing in transforming food systems, but doing it with them hand in hand. So in terms also to elevate the voice of national chapters and the young people, and the third, I'm finalizing, and the third action that we're doing is that by the end of the year, we're doing a regional forum, and we are organizing this together with the young people of the national chapters and other young mechanisms that we have in the region. So we're doing this with them. We are not like just inviting them, but they are doing the dynamics and the themes. We're doing, for example, something that has been talked a lot these days, how to mobilize resources, how to engage better with the government. And this forum will finalize with a declaration that is going to be considered to the Regional Conference of Latin America and the Caribbean, the FAO Regional Conference. So it's a big step, and we're very proud, so thank you.
Amazing, Valentina. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for sharing your achievements, the achievements of your office, creating meaningful spaces for youth to lead. This is something that all of the panelists today mentioned, and that I would like to also to point out. Close collaboration with governments involving young people, youth organizations, student movements, it's crucial to ensure that those actions can lead to a tangible and lasting impact. And now, as we conclude our tour around the globe with the offices in every continent, we can say that one thing is clear, that youth are not waiting for the future, but they're actually shaping it today. From Botswana to Korea, Jordan, Geneva, and Latin America and the Caribbean, our speakers have shown us that lasting change happens when we create space for youth and we provide the tools to them to get involved, but also when youth-led action work hand in hand with the government and the other sector and other partners, but guided by the leadership of young people. And so the work that the regional offices are doing around the world is crucial. And if there is one message that we can all take away from this panel, is that youth are already leading change, and thanks to the job made by the offices and decentralized offices, youth focal points, we are empowering the change makers of the future and of the present. And as a member of the Italian National Youth Chapter, I can say that together we are making it real. So thanks again to our panelists and to the attendants in person and online. And now I'm turning back to the moderator, Mohammed. The floor is back to you.
Thank you, thank you. Please take your pen again. Thank you.
Thank you, Giacomo. And a heartfelt thank you to all our panelists for bringing us closer to the realities on the ground and reminding us how the youth-led action is shaping change across regions. Before moving to our second panel, let us take a short cultural break to celebrate creativity and diversity, which are at the heart of youth leadership. Please enjoy this performance by Yahya Sonko, a kora player from the smiling coast of Africa, the Gambia.
Yes, I'm ready.
To have fun.
Yes.
So, my name is YM06. I'm from Gambia, as they said, and I'm residing in Helsinki, Finland. I came all the way from Finland to have fun. So, let's have a little break before we go to another one. So, I'll play this song. We'll be singing in Mandinka, but it's a very happiness song. So, all I want is 3 phrases from you. So, one is like A. Can you all say A? Alnga sewa. It means, hey, let's be happy. Asha, let's go. Thank you. Thank you.
Anna Seba, thank you. Let's be happy indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Another round of applause, please. Thank you, Yaya, for your performance. It was really inspiring to witness such a performance, showcasing creativity, passion, but also cultural richness. So thank you so much for that. And now to continue our dialogue on youth engagement and innovation, we are going to move to our second panel, Innovation from Within, Driving Enhanced Youth Programming in the Agri-Food Landscape, right?
Yes, right. This panel will focus on the role of youth focal points within FAO's technical division at headquarters, FAO decentralized offices, along with showcasing how they collaborate with World Food Forum national youth chapters and contribute to institutional policy, programming, and innovation. With the support of government as well, it is my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Yu Hong She from the World Food Forum Local Youth Action Team, who will moderate this exciting and insightful exchange. Yu Hong, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and good evening, and of course, good afternoon, good morning to everyone in the world, and welcome to the second panel, Innovation from Within, Driving Enhanced Youth Programming in the Agri-Food Landscape. I am Yu Hongxie, and I'm from the World Food Forum Local Youth Action Team. I am more than delighted to moderate this session for you. And tonight, we have an excellent panel featuring youth leaders, FAO youth focal points, and representatives from World Food Forum chapters and government partners. It is now my pleasure to introduce our distinguished panelists and welcome to the stage. And so first, Mr. Abdullah Haman Al-Kowali, the lead of World Food Forum Qatar chapter. And Ms. Lourdes Palona Lopez, young farmer from Spain chapter. And Ms. Carolina Lamiles, FAO Peru Youth Focal Point. And Ms. Eva Ntala, FAO Forestry Division Youth Focal Point. And Dr. Jemina Mong, the Chief Director of Food Security at Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development, Government of South Africa. So together, we will explore how the youth focal points, government, and other partners are working together with national chapters driving innovation, influencing policy, and of course, enhancing youth programs in the agri-food systems. And as we did in panel one, each of the panelists will respond to a tailored question, helping us to understand their work more concretely and to let us know them better. Okay, so let's start with Mr. Abdullah Haman Al-Kowali. And Abdullah Haman, the Qatar chapter just launched this February, and as the first one in the Near East and North Africa region, and has worked very closely with government in line with the Qatar's National Food Security Strategy 2030. Could you please share one example of how this collaboration has enhanced a youth engagement and what key factors has made it so successful?
I'm Abdurrahman Al-Kawari, and I have the privilege of being the youth chairman of the World Food Forum Qatar National Chapter, as well as trying to balance my final year of university, in which I'm studying chemical and processing engineering at the University of Doha for Science and Technology. So just to give a small recent history, a briefing, a few years ago in Qatar produced less than a fifth of the food it consumed. So to put that into perspective, that's not a very sustainable goal for the future. And as opposed to today, it's more than tripled as opposed to the fifth of what it used to do. And this, it's not a random change because of a biome change or some technological advancement. This happened because youth worked together as well as the ministry, and we all set a goal to achieve. And when you aim for the star, you reach somewhere in between. And so I think that's what's becoming more important nowadays. And just to highlight this year's hand-in-hand theme, I'd like to focus on three sectors: academia, industry, and the government. And I like to think of this as a triangle. If you have a government at the top and academia on the left and then industry on the right, you need to maintain an equilateral triangle if you are familiar with trigonometry. So if it moves too much to the left, then you'll have more academia and some government funding, but you will miss the industrial experience. And if you move too much to the right, you'll have the industry and government, but you'll miss a portion of the academia. And so you'll miss out on the passion of the youth and and some of the technological thinking that the youth do during universities or academic institutions, which is researching a lot. Trust me, I know. And just for returning to the question, as for the example, in Qatar, the Qatar chapter works very closely in initiating and suggesting ideas to the Ministry of Municipality and University of Doha for Science and Technology. And just 8 years ago, in 2017, Qatar's self-sufficiency in vegetable production was at 55%. No, yeah, 55%. And no, I'm sorry. It's less than 20%. And in 2024, we increased that to 55% and above 70% in fresh food and poultry. And so the coordinated national effort through youth and other aspects of the government helped in achieving this goal. And in 2017, it was less than 20%, and in 2024, it's more than 70%. And so we are working very closely in achieving the national food security goal by the end of the decade, which is 2030. And we hope to achieve 55% in vegetable production and 100% in fresh dairy and poultry. And these may be just statistics to everyone listening, but Qatar is really trying to reshape its food future because in the span of 8 years, we went from less than 20% to above 70%. So it's a very huge step in the country, especially with a climate such as Qatar's, which is extremely arid and dry. And I think that's important. It's important for each chapter to play to its strengths. So for example, my strength and my team's strength is research. So I kind of play in that field, and we heavily emphasize the research department in improving, in achieving goals by the end of the decade, hopefully. And if we collaborate these things, we can achieve the broader technical work of the World Food Forum Global Youth Action Initiative. Because in the end, it's not just about youth collaboration, it's about partnerships, it's about, like as we said, hand-in-hand theme for this year. It's the collaboration of everyone. And so we try to, and that's a small outlook on what Qatar has done. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Abdullah Haman, for this very inspiring example of how national chapter is working with the triangle of industry, academia, and government to address the key issue of the whole country is facing. And next we will hear from a young farmer representative from Ms. Lourdes Pelona Lopez from Spain chapter, whose work beautifully has combined the traditional farming knowledge with the innovative approaches on family farm. But before asking this question, I candidly ask our audience to have a headset next to your seat, because Ms. Lourdes will give her answer in Spanish. So, Lourdes, from your perspective, could you share a bit about your work and the main challenges you face as a young farmer? And national chapter and other partners, how could they better support you in this journey?
Buenas tardes a todos, buenos días, buenas noches. Muchas gracias por la pregunta y por la introducción. Yo me dedico a la ganadería de ovino ecológico en extensivo, una actividad que combina tradición, sostenibilidad y tecnología. Desde hace años trabajo para demostrar el progreso y la innovación no están reñidos con los métodos tradicionales. En mi caso, utilizo herramientas digitales como son los collares GPS y los drones para controlar el movimiento del ganado y el estado de la finca, pero siempre manteniendo la esencia de la ganadería extensiva, el respeto por los ritmos naturales, el bienestar animal y la gestión sostenible del territorio. El principal reto al que me he enfrentado ha sido, sin duda, la excesiva masculinización del sector. Cuando empecé, algunos compañeros de profesión me veían como una intrusa, como alguien que no tenía sitio en este mundo, y llegué a escuchar comentarios que pretendían desanimarme, y encontré muchas actitudes que buscaban hacerme desistir. Sin embargo, lejos de rendirme, aquello me dio más fuerza para seguir y demostrar que las mujeres también podemos liderar proyectos ganaderos innovadores, rentables y sostenibles. Creo que mi experiencia refleja... Gracias. Gracias. Creo que mi experiencia refleja la necesidad de abrir el campo a nuevas generaciones y a una mayor diversidad de perfiles. En este sentido, considero que los capítulos nacionales de World Food Forum pueden jugar un papel fundamental porque para mí son una oportunidad para amplificar la voz de los jóvenes y de las mujeres en el medio rural, que muchas veces no tenemos espacio para ser escuchadas. A través de estos capítulos también podemos participar de manera activa en la creación de políticas públicas y legislaciones que realmente respondan a nuestras necesidades. Además, ofrecen un espacio de intercambio, de aprendizaje mutuo, donde compartir experiencias con otros jóvenes agricultores y ganaderos de diferentes regiones y contextos. En este diálogo yo creo que pueden surgir ideas y soluciones concretas para mejorar nuestro trabajo diario y la sostenibilidad del sector. En definitiva, se trata de construir entre todos una legislación que no solo sea para nosotros, sino con nosotros desde el terreno, desde la realidad que vivimos cada día y no únicamente desde un despacho. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Lourdes. This is such a beautiful story, and thank you also for highlighting the innovation and also the crucial role of the support of financing system for young farmers. And now moving to Latin America, Ms. Carolina Lameles. The Peru chapter was just launched this year with strong institutional commitment and of course the multi-sectoral collaboration. And could you please share this model with us and to share us how could this model be learned by other national chapters to build a truly inclusive and gender-balanced and action-oriented youth platform?
Thank you very much and good evening to everyone. Well, I'm so happy to be here to share some insights of the Peruvian experience in the national youth chapter. Well, first I would like to mention some dates about youth in Peru. In Peru, we are more than 8 million young people. That means that it's around 25% of the population. So it's a huge quantity of people in this range of age. 51% are women, 82% live in urban areas, 23 they identified as indigenous people. So all these numbers give us the idea of a very big diversity and that it is cultural richness in Peru, but also it's a challenge because we need to connect all these people from different regions, from the jungle, the Andean, the coast, so to get together and to talk about food system. Well, to do this, we work in the FAO Peru to establish this national youth chapter. It was a challenging process, a very learning process also for us, for all the team, because we were learning about the World Food Forum team here in Rome and also from Valentina in Santiago. So we built this process this year all together and also with the young people to apply for the chapter. Well, also this has been very motivating because as we advance in the process, we saw how these young people are very, high level young people. They are very well prepared, scientists, scientifics are very get into political issues. So we were very proud to work with them and to know that they were this kind of level of young people, students, involved in our interest in this topic. Well, this chapter was established in April in this year, and it was created to be self-managed by youth. Today, we have like more than 1,500 young people in this chapter, so it's a lot. We are now facing the challenge to connect the people from Amazonian, for example, that are not well connected because there's not Wi-Fi connectivity, or maybe they don't have access to some digital tools. But well, we are in this process. Regarding the governance and the structure, I think I can share this just as you mentioned before as a model for other chapters. We established recently a national committee of coordination. Also, we have here Isabela Chancaguana. He is a representative of this committee. She leads the area of science and innovation. And together with this area, we also have education and culture, policy and governance, communications, relationships, and resource mobilization. So those are 5 areas that we organize in this committee to lead the path to the national chapter. In this way, we are also, we have created the advisory group with the government. Now we are working with the National Secretary of Youth, and that is an organization that belongs to the Ministry of Education. It has been very important because they have this full connection with a lot of youth people around Peru. This group, together with FAO and later on with the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, our intention is to give guidance to this committee. It has been a very motivating process. I don't want to finalize my intervention I want to thank the Peruvian team that was involved in this process. I want to say hello to my team that maybe are connected through the internet. Jan, Mercado, Liliana, Silvia. I'm here. We are also the team who was involved in the very beginning. Luna, Martina, and they were part, and also Eva were part of this process. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Carolina, for highlighting how this strong institutional support and, of course, the multi-sectoral collaboration is making the chapter such a diverse and truly inclusive platform. And now we are turning to FAO Technical Divisions, Ms. Eva Ntala. Through Young Forest Champions initiative led by FAO Forestry, you have helped to build a very vibrant community of young people to drive the forest restoration and climate action. Could you please share how this program could collaborate with national chapters to strengthen the cross-sector partnership and also to amplify each other's voice?
Hi, everyone. My name is Ivan Tara, and I am from Kenya. I am currently home-based from the office in Nairobi, and it's a pleasure to be here. It's a very inspiring session to be joined by young people and partners who are working on the agri-food systems divide. So basically, I am the facilitator of this program it's called Aim for Forest, Young Forest Champion Initiative. And Aim for Forest stands for Accelerating Innovative Monitoring for Forests. So basically, it helps countries to strengthen their national forest monitoring systems. And it began in Kenya in 2021. So there was this initiative where we were helping the country to sort of improve and strengthen the national forest monitoring system. And through that, we realized that in those meetings that we were inviting, it was mostly older men who were only attending the meetings. So we were like, okay, we need to change this narrative. So we started inviting young people and also especially young women to attend those meetings. So initially we had 10 young women who were attending the meetings, and at the end of at the end of the program, which was in 2023, we asked them, okay, well, how do you think we can improve this program? And they said that it was nice to be invited in those meetings, but they wanted to get a voice. They wanted their voices to be heard. So this is why we developed this program in now the Aim for Forest under youth engagement to just sort of improve and build capacities on the young people. And what's interesting is that these 50 that you see right now, they are working with communities on the ground on matters forest restoration, and they are actually directly impacting the communities on the ground. So this is why it's important to bring these technical topics just from the headquarters level to the ground level, because at the end of the day, it's the communities who are actually doing the restoration on the ground. And it was interesting when we launched the application in the beginning of the year, we received over 1,500 applications in a span of 2 weeks. And that was just in 5 countries. So you can imagine the amount of knowledge that young people actually want to gain from technical topics such as forest monitoring. And this is why I am very passionate about this topic, and I think we should continue towards supporting young people. And I would also want to highlight now the question on how we have worked with national youth chapters in the country. So this year alone, we have had workshops in Zambia with the Ministry of Youth, Art and Sports, where we invited the World Food Forum chapter members to attend these workshops. And what was interesting is that there's a very interesting divide between forestry and food systems. So this is something that is very important for us to highlight. We also had one in Kenya where we went to a mangrove restoration site with the communities. We planted some trees, and we realized that it's very important to involve young people. Same as in Uganda, we went to Mpanga Forest, a work with the youth Go Green, and also in Peru, we were there 2 weeks ago, and we also worked with the Pontifical Catholic University of Peru. And these initiatives are actually bringing out the importance of involving young people, building their capacities on forest monitoring so that they can actually drive the change on the ground. And I would invite you lastly, we have a lot, like I have summarized a work that we have been doing since 2021 in like 4 minutes. We have a lot of work that we have been doing, so please visit our page. Tomorrow we are launching the Global Youth Network of Forest Monitoring from 5 to 6 at the German Room. You're welcome. You're welcome to be part of that network, and we hope to continue working with the World Food Forum to get funding, to mobilize for more funding in the ground, because young people are actually hungry, they have the ideas. It's just the matter of getting the funding to actualize and to be mentored to be able to actualize those ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, Eva, for showing how the technical divisions and your initiative is working with national chapters to empower the national chapter with the technical knowledge that they needed. Now, finally, we welcome the South Africa representative, Dr. Jemna Mong. So, Dr. Mong, the South Africa chapter will soon launch it with the government leadership this November. And how do you envision the South Africa chapter ensuring the strong youth ownership and the long-term sustainability? And what role will the government play in this situation?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. And I think it's an honor, really, to be part of such a august event organized by youth and for youth and by themselves. Thank you so much. And good evening to everyone present here. Our presence here in South Africa is really a testament to our firm belief that true innovation in our agri-food systems does not happen in isolation. It blossoms through partnerships, and most importantly, it is driven by the energy and vision of our youth. South Africa is one of the countries that heeded the call to establish the World Food Forum National Chapter. This is a self-organized national youth agri-platform aligned with the World Food Forum's principles and mission and convened by a local network of partners. We believe the World Food Forum national chapters break the fragmented and the fragmentation among youth-focused agri-food systems organizations and synergies, and it actually allows the youth efforts to catalyze context-specific positive impact and change in agri-food systems. This is not just another platform, it is a strategic partnership. Our young people are on the front lines, experiencing the challenges of climate change and food insecurity most acutely. And they are already crafting the solutions, mind you. This partnership then is already moving from theory to practice. We are collaborating with key stakeholders of the chapter, amongst others, to actually co-design skills development programs that are relevant to the modern agricultural economy, facilitate access to land and finance for young agripreneurs, integrate their data-driven and tech-enabled solutions into our national extension services. And as part of our norms and standards that we designed as the department, we have actually allocated intentionally a target of saying all our support will target 40% of that allocation of support towards youth. This is in a quest to increase a pool of youth participants in the sector. Remarkable progress has then been made, and the department is on course to attaining the set targets. And in terms of the title itself of this innovation from within, this resonates deeply with us, because for us, innovation is not just about technology. It is about innovating how we govern. It is about creating inclusive structures that allow youth leadership to flourish from the ground up. And then the World Food Forum National Chapter then provides that within. It is the engine of youth innovation within our national agri-food ecosystem. Our role as government is to listen, to create the enabling environment, and to scale the proven solutions for national impact from our youth. To that effect, the South African G20 presidency affirmed the African philosophy of Ubuntu. I am because you are. This envisions a world where no one is left behind. This is in our quest for reimagining food systems. The interdependence of communities, borders, and generations requires actions that prioritize empathy, justice, and collective purpose in food systems. Then every intervention therefore should uphold dignity, agency, and solidarity. What is it to eat when your neighbor is not eating? We must all ask ourselves that question. Then South Africa is then facing a challenge of aging farmers where an average farmer is 62 years old. We therefore encourage young farmers to organize themselves and participate in government initiatives to transform food systems. Furthermore, as part of our G20 presidency, under the Agriculture Working Group, we have then a Youth in Agri-Food Systems session that is purposefully addressing youth involvement in agri-food systems. And to the youth focal points here today, your work is invaluable. You are the essential bridge that connects passionate young leaders in countries like mine to the global expertise and resources of FAO. Please note that. We are committed to this journey as the country. We are learning from our youth. The future of South Africa's food security and economic development is being written in collaboration with our young leaders. And before I just close, I know that my time is finished. I must just share with you that for the first time this year, South Africa has sent through youth to FAO. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mong, for this very strong word, and we really look forward to see all this youth here today, and also in November when the national chapter is officially launched. And so that's pretty much everything from our session today. Thank you to all our panelists for bringing such diverse perspectives from the farmers, the chapters, and FAO divisions, and FAO decentralized offices, and of course the government. And what we have heard today, tonight, is not just a set of individual initiatives, it's a mosaic of collaborations where all the chapters are working with their partners to contribute to shaping the agri-food system, not only in the future, but of course today, with the passion and of course the professionalism. And now let's move forward with the spirit of innovation and partnership within our own work and the today and the future to ensure also the youth remain in the center of our heart. And with that, I would like to sincerely thank all our panelists today for bringing the insight, and of course to our audience, to your engagement and attention. And now I will hand over to the stage to Mohamed and Christina to guide us to the next session.
Thank you very much for this very exciting panel discussion. Please take your seat.
Thank you, Yu Hong, and all the panelists for sharing your experiences and insight. It is inspiring to see how you are innovating from within FAO's technical divisions and collaborating with World Food Forum national youth chapters to drive meaningful change. As we have heard in today's session, the combination of local action and institutional support is critical for youth-led initiatives to scale, influence policy, and deliver sustainable agri-food solutions. As we draw this inspiring session to a close, we now have the honor to invite Mrs. Lauren Phillips, Deputy Director of the FAO Rural Transformation and Gender Equality Division, to provide closing remarks. Mrs. Phillips, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I'm feeling very inspired. I'm glad there's a lot of energy in this room despite the time of the evening. So I really enjoyed listening to all of you. Let me just start my timer to make sure I don't talk too long. Well, many of you might already know that in July of this year, FAO launched a report called The Status of Youth in Agri-Food Systems. The QR code was there. Hopefully you grabbed it before they took it off. And I just wanted to say that it was written in consultation with young people from all over the world, some people that were participating in the World Food Forum chapters, but also young researchers, young farmers from different parts of the world, and with many of you from the divisions that you work in FAO. And if you've had a chance to go to the QR code, you'll have seen that it's quite a long report. It's more than 300 pages long. But I mean, we can look at this two ways. Either it's too long, or it contains a lot of rich details about young people's opportunities and challenges of working in agri-food systems. I'd like to think of it that way. But I also want to tell you that there is a way to have it be accessible. There's an overview, which is around 30 pages long. It's available in all of FAO official languages. And soon the full report will be available in all languages. And what I want you to sort of take away from that, all of you who work as youth focal points or who are working with youth chapters in decentralized offices and our country offices, there are 12 numerical highlights at the end of that overview and 15 policy highlights. And so if you need a quick cheat sheet of what the report contains, I would really encourage you to try to commit to memory as much as possible those numbers and those policy insights. So some of you don't know, but I used to be a professor at a university. So I have a quick pop quiz to make it a little bit more interactive. So first question, what is the bigger constraint for young people in agri-food systems? Is it the lack of agricultural productivity of the land that they live on and farm on? Or is it a lack of market connectivity, the internet and access to markets? Put up hands for agricultural productivity. Well, nobody voted for agricultural productivity. Market productivity, market access? Okay, market access is the answer. So more young people live in areas where there is good potential productivity of agricultural land, but poor access to markets and to digital infrastructure and other types of infrastructure. Second pop quiz. Who are more likely to migrate, young women or young men? Show of hands, young women? Okay, young men? The two that were in the minority win. Young women are more likely to migrate because women are more likely to migrate internally within their own country for reasons of family or for education. Young men are slightly more likely to migrate internationally, but that number has changed a lot over the past time. So these are just some examples of things that you could learn by sort of digging more deeply into the report. And I really encourage all of you to be ambassadors, sharing this data and information with the countries that you work with the government, with young people that you are engaging with in your work, and to reach out to us if you need data that's specific about your region or your country, because we have the data for a huge number of countries. And I wanted to sort of give a shout out to Janetta, who I know is here, who works with the RAF region, because she was working to present the report's findings at a meeting in Dakar in September. And so I would really encourage all of you to find opportunities to present this data and information, and to call us in the Rural Transformation and Gender Equality Division if you want support on how to make the data more relevant to what you need. And I think I would just like to end by saying that our division also works very closely with the Office of Youth and Women to also support projects which are including young people. So if you need technical support or ideas about the sort of things that you can do, please reach out to us. Francesca De La Valle, who many of you might know, acts as the focal point within our division on that kind of work. And also really feel free to reach out to us if you need suggestions about policy conversations with governments. What kinds of policies are they coming to you to ask for support on? How can we make policies more actionable? So that's the end. There's no more quiz, I promise. But I feel really inspired knowing how many people are out there in the offices bringing this message to policymakers and to the people that we work with on the ground every day. And I really want to open a line of communication between our division, the Office of Youth and Women, and all of you, and encourage you to reach out to us if you need anything. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Phillips, for your very engaging and informative remarks. Actually, I got all the quiz wrong, so we'll definitely download the report and learn more, as you said. Thank you so much again.
Before we conclude, we would like to once again recognize all the youth focal point present today for their dedication, leadership, and the transformative work they are leading across regions.
Absolutely. And before we invite everyone to come on stage to take a group picture, we invite you all to scan another QR code that is here on the screen. Yes.
And the event code to give your feedback is YM06.
Absolutely.
YM06.
So this code is very important because it allows us to get feedback from you so that we can work and improve the session. So please take a minute. I know it's quite late, but please take a minute to scan the QR code and provide us with your feedback. So now we would like to invite all panelists and youth focal points to join us for a celebratory group photo, marking this moment of collaboration, achievement, and shared vision for youth-led agri-food system transformation. So please, everyone, join us on stage so that we can have this group picture. Thank you. Please, please.
production. It's better right. I need that better.